Hello, grade 11 computer programming students. Mr. Rowell here with a quick tutorial on how we can grab some Sprite information from a Sprite sheet. This strategy will be a little bit more heavy-handed for you, where you have to do a little bit more work individually, but you're going to have a lot more control over being very precise. So what I've done here is I've opened up in Photoshop. You can see I have it open here. I've opened up a Sprite sheet with lots of different information for different character animations. I'm just going to choose one section of information for now, and I'm going to zoom in maybe on these Marios here, the running Mario, where he's has a few steps left and a few steps right. So for this running section, and I want to try and capture these three different images for each direction in a sprite that I can import into Greenfoot. So I'm going to zoom right in on one of these Marios here, and here's what I want to think about. I'm going to use this rectangle selection tool. We can clearly see the different pixels of this drawing here. And what we want to consider is that Greenfoot is going to understand this image as being made by a rectangle. I'm going to do my best to highlight this exactly at the edge of each pixel. I notice that it says 18 pixels by 28 pixels. Just a quick side note, if you're not seeing the pixels showing up in your program, what you can do is you can go to View, Rulers, enable it, and then up here, right-click on the ruler and change it to pixels. It might be on inches or centimeters automatically, but I like seeing pixels for this in particular. Here's what we have to consider. The outline of this rectangle here is going to be where we start detecting collisions. So if I take this rectangle away and I instead go like this, and I make a new image out of this rectangle, look at all this white space I have above, below, to the left, and to the right, which means that this image colliding with something else, it's going to detect over here, or down here, or over here, up here, as a collision point, meaning that Greenfoot's going to think that you're touching things far before it looks like you are on the screen. So the narrower we can make these actual images, the more precise the feedback of our character's interaction is going to be. Now, one of the problems with this is that unless you want to custom size every single individual sprite, there are some sprites that might take up a bit more width. So let me see if I can be precise here visually. Let's see what the size of this one is, 18 by 28. This guy over here, oh, I missed one on the top, but 18, and the height is 27. So this one, because I had one extra, so this one over here is slightly taller. And if I consider maybe this pound one, maybe I was going to use this at some point in my work. I'm going to just redo this, and I fail once again. I got the one up at the top, but that's okay. Let's subtract one. With this 16, the height is 25. So it's a little bit smaller yet. So if I was to put this in the same kind of a creation process as these other ones, it will have a little bit more white space. You're probably going to be okay with that in your games, but if you were really looking to be a perfectionist, then you want to keep in mind how to avoid that. For now, I'm not going to worry too much about being a perfectionist. I'm going to do my best as quick as I can to be accurate. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to highlight this Mario and get a sense of its dimensions. It's 18 by 29. Okay, I'm going to double check this one over here. Let's see what its dimensions are. I missed it by one. Right down there. I'm always missing the up top one by one. 18 by 29 is the first one. This is 17 by 28. So 18 by 29 seems to encompass both of these. Let's look at one more. Got that one. 18 by 29. This would fit into the 18 by 29 as well. I'm just going to hope the other ones do as well. Here's what I'm going to do. New file. I'm going to make a custom sheet that's 18 by 29. Trying to be as precise as possible. If you wanted to run this to 20 by 30, that wouldn't really make a huge difference in your experience. I'm just trying to be really precise. So now I have a new document. I'm going to hold down Alt and zoom in on it. And in this, I'm going to be able to contain things that are 18 by 29 pixel size. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and highlight this exactly. And I'm going to, oh, it snapped. The lovely trial and error going on here. I'm going to copy this image. I'm going to paste it over here. And using my drag tool, I'm going to move it around so that he fits in nice. Looks like I have all the information there. And I want, now you have to decide, would you prefer it to snap to the bottom so that your Mario isn't floating, or to the top so that anything he headbutts, it's very precise? I prefer the bottom precision personally, so I'm just going to have it snap there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my layers window, And I want to delete this background so that it's a transparent image. So I just clicked on the background layer, deleted it. It's transparent, wonderful. File, export, quick export. We want to be efficient here. We're not in a graphic design class. We're just trying to get some resources to use our programming around. Quick export as PNG. I'm going to find some folder. I have a folder here that I've already made. I'm going to make a new subfolder, new Mario Sprites. And in this folder, I'm going to save this image with a quick name that describes it. This is Mario left 1. He's facing left. The first image I saved, if I'm facing left, I can rename these later if I think that the images need to be a bit different. All right, I have now saved this image. Now I'm going to select it, delete it, all the information in here. I'm going to go snag another one. Let's get the second left image. Let's see if I can get this right on the money here. Awesome. Copy, paste. I'm going to make sure I have all the information contained here. It looks like I do. I'm going to see that the bottom of Mario is right at the bottom so that we are consistently touching the bottom. There's a little bit of overhead space for other ones that are a little bit taller. Export, quick export, same folder, Mario, left 2. I'm going to Control A for all, hit delete, go back over here. Let's finish up the lefts. I might just do the lefts for now because why take too much time? Oops, I forgot the rectangle select tool. I'm going to, oh, his finger's sticking out, I didn't notice. Select every pixel just barely in there, paste it over here, double check I have all the information, great. Bind it to the bottom of the screen. There's the bottom of Mario's shoes, wonderful. You might notice the pixels. It shouldn't be too difficult to make your own pixel art. There's not a ton of information on the screen. You're welcome to do so on your own time if you want to. Not something that we're going to do formally in class, however. Quick export as PNG. Mario left 3. So what I've done now, and you can do this with as many different sprites as you want, I'm just going to quickly pop open. I'm not going to go through all my root folders for you, so you don't see all my hidden secrets for the course. I'm going to pop open this. I have my folder of new Mario sprites. If I pop this open in the picture viewer, I can now see a little glimpse of the animation that's enabled to me now. Mario's movements running to the left. And notice how his feet start together, then they go wide, then they come a bit closer. It's going to reset in my animation back to this, so it looks like he's rotating feet. And yeah, that's 3 frames. It's enough to get a very basic animation. In ours, we probably want to have more frames than that for more full animations. You probably want to, back in Photoshop, make sure that you snag the rest of the animation chain. Maybe you want these other elements in different ways. Grab the right ones as well for the different direction. And we need to have at minimum left and right moving animations in place for next week, as well as, if possible, some standing still idle animations. In this sprite sheet, I'm not sure what I would choose for an idle standing still animation. Let me just scroll down and see if I can see anything. Those are kind of different looks of him. But Mario looking around, I'm just going to use the rectangle selector just to kind of show you. This looks like a great set of animations for Mario when you're kind of like not, I guess these would be the left ones and these would be the right ones for Mario not actually currently moving, just standing there, but it's animated for a bit more interestingness. I might also snag these 4 lefts and these 4 rights for next week. So a great example of what you could have, him running left, these ones here. Maybe I'll grab 1, 2, 3 left, 1, 2, 3 right, and then I'll grab 1, 2, 3, 4 idle, 1, 2, 3, 4 idle. Have all those images ready to go, and I'll be able to make some animations next week in class. Please do the same for things that you like from the sprites that you're able to find on the internet. Or you can use one of the other strategies that I've shown you in our lesson to do the same type of thing.